you like to take a seat?
Bad voice.
I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight. We have 3 startups presenting, telling you what they have been doing. As I have experienced it myself, it's not an easy thing to go through. It requires lots of sacrifice and support. The teams that present the product, I believe if there is anything you can help them, it would be nice to reach out to them. I know I myself, for my startup, we don't have enough resources, and we appreciate anybody who can help us with so many things that we are going to go through. I am sure they have the same need, and Paul has the same need. So please help them any way you could.
All right, so how's it going? Thanks for coming out. Like Masood said, we have 3 startups in various stages of launch. We have Chewy, is that pronounced correctly?
Yes.
Now I got to say something. I was excited that you guys were coming because I had like a Chewbacca impression. Can I?
Yeah,
Yes,
please go
you
for
need
it.
to.
That killed at the school bus.
Congratulations.
Get out.
I never associated the 2 until you did that.
And then I gotta say, you're a perfect Chewbacca. I gotta say, I envisioned that.
Feel free to put that on your ringtone or whatever. But you're going to see a lot of contrast. Like I said, we have Chewy today starting off, followed by WatchTags and iPal. Take note for those of you who might be, like Mr. said, looking to jump into a startup or you have an idea. Real interesting point to start off. We have these guys with Crowdfunding. Hall and WatchTags are going with Kickstarter, and Masood is on Indiegogo. So you're going to get a really good vibe of how the crowdfunding thing works, your different options. We can try to keep this really informal. If you have a question, just shout it out. At the end, we'll have the 3 groups up here. So if you think your question might be applied to all 3, by all means, we'll have a question and answer at the end. So, first of all, you guys, who are you? How'd you meet? I know you sounded like a little interesting story that you met in Casablanca, Morocco. You might want to keep it PG, but go ahead. How'd you guys meet?
I'm Sean Moore, and
So Sean is my translator, by the way. But we went to school together. We went to SMU. We met at Cox, and we both business majors. I'm a self-taught programmer, so it's a little ironic that we're doing this now.
So would you say your background's more technical than business, or business and technical?
It's more business than technical.
Okay.
right. So after school, we graduated 2010 from the business school there. We split our way, and I went back to Chicago and worked for Merrill Lynch in finance, which is what I studied.
Ooh, Chicago.
And I thought he can tell you what he did after school.
It's actually pretty funny. I went back to Casablanca and I ran for Parliament. I was the youngest candidate for Parliament in the country. And what's funny is that I've never lived in Casablanca prior to that point. I was born in Dubai. I grew up in Dubai, and I moved back. My dad is originally from Casablanca. He retired in 2006. He moved back to Casablanca. So after graduation, I went and stayed with him there for a couple of years. I got turned for Parliament, which was a funny experience.
Now you're here, so did you win?
Obviously not.
Okay, I don't know. Here in the U.S., politicians, they don't really do much, so it's okay, all right. So we're going to show their video, and then we're going to get into it.
Lives easier, more convenient, and secure. We're all reaping the benefits of living in a new connected world, and Chewy aims to augment this movement by making our homes smarter and socially intelligent. Discover Chewy, your passport to a new experience.
We can make your house intelligent to the point of recognizing you, recognizing your visitors, recognizing your friends.
Chewy is an intelligent device that can be used as a smart doorbell, as well as inside of your home for security and monitoring purposes.
One of the great features Chewy offers is identity-based messages.
Hey babe, just got dinner started.
You can pre-record a message for a friend of yours, and Chewy would play that message upon identification just for him or her.
I'm not in the shower. Let yourself in. Chewy's customized messages can be useful in a variety of different situations. Whether you want to tell your parents where you put the spare key, you want to tell your friends that you'll be right back from the store, or you're trying to break up with your emotional boyfriend.
Hey, it's me. I just wanted to know that we're done. Is that outside? I'll see you never.
If you're busy watching TV on the couch, you don't have to be inconvenienced by getting out to realize that there's a pesky magazine salesman at your door. If it is someone that you want to talk to, you can tap into a two-way audio and one-way video conversation.
Hey man, come get me. I'm outside.
Coming out.
In addition to motion detection and pressing a button, Chewy can also be triggered by face detection, whereby if someone approaches a door, the presence of a face will prompt Chewy to take a picture and deliver a real-time notification to the user.
Chewy is compatible with the most popular internet-connected locks as well as lighting systems. So if you've got friends that are coming over that you want to be able to unlock the door for when they approach, they can walk up, push the button, and the door will automatically unlock after recognizing who is there.
Chewy can also read QR codes and alphanumeric passwords as a second layer of security. Even if someone steals that password or QR code, they will not be able to use it because Chewy will couple that with the facial recognition information.
Chewy's been extensively tested in homes as well as in a commercial environment for employee clock-in systems, membership-based programs.
Enrolling someone is as easy as holding the button for 5 seconds. You can also enroll someone through our web and mobile application. Design has always been at the forefront of our minds, and we plan on continuing to iterate until we achieve a beautiful final design.
We're really excited to bring Chewy to market for an affordable price to both the personal consumer as well as the business. We'd appreciate further support, so help Chewy come to life by backing us now.
Okay, I mean, that's, so on the surface of it, the doorbell camera thing kind of seems simple, but seems like there's a lot of high tech to this. I mean, you mentioned the facial recognition, the QR code scanning, tying it to your phone. Was that all like you guys? You get a lot of technical background help?
It's actually the QR code scanning, the optical character recognition was myself for facial recognition. When we first started, we built something of our own that was built on OpenCV, but it wasn't good enough. We used Cognitech, and like the saying says, do what you do best and outsource for the rest. It's very difficult for us to actually do everything we're doing and make the best facial recognition software out there. So we ended up using the best facial recognition software out there. I mean, it's arguably the second best, and we incorporated it into, and we've done everything else ourselves. You could say we've built an app around it. So the device does other things, like machine learning, for example, and learns when people visit, what day of the week, what period of the day, and it uses that information to augment the accuracy of facial recognition algorithms.
So they say that, necessity is the mother of invention. I see the
Exactly.
broken up person want to dump somebody. Was that the idea? You wanted to, maybe you brought somebody back from Casablanca and shut up?
That's pretty much Sean's.
But so I guess the question is like, what was the brainchild? What inspired you?
You want to answer this?
Sure. Well, we were in Casablanca working on actually an entirely different project, and we were just kind of talking back and forth about different technology that's coming and stuff that hasn't been changed for years and years and years. This was before that connected home push really came out, and it was a company called Ninja Blocks, the home automation, that really kind of sparked our interest about, hey, you know, what would be a cool little hobby for us to talk about here and there.
See, that was the beginning of the hardware revolution, just when Kickstarter was first becoming famous. Ninja Blocks was one of the first projects on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's our time frame here? Like when did you guys get serious? Like, all right, let's. see
In
if
March
this
of 2012, I quit my job at Maryland and flew out to Morocco on a one-way ticket.
So you went hardcore in 2012.
Yeah.
2012 was a good year, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So
At
we're
the time, we were working on another idea, a framework for mobile applications for media publications, and we had the idea, and we decided to submit a provisional patent application just in case we want to come back and work on it in the future. And in March of 2013, we got a phone call from our lawyer. He was telling us that the patent laws were changing from first to file to first to invent. And he was telling us that if we wanted to take advantage of the existing patent laws, we have to convert our patent to a utility patent before March 18th. And that kind of forced us to
so you guys
to
went
work on the idea again.
I guess the proprietary approach from day one. A common question is: was there any consideration to go open source? That's something a lot of people always want to know.
I mean, it's a we have definitely considered it. It's a different approach, obviously. But, I mean, you could always do that once you've patented the idea. You can
It's
go the other way
it's a
around.
one-way street. So relative to this process, I mean, you guys seem like there was a ton of development. Was taking it to, I mean, now it seems, I'm sure you'd agree, that the crowdsourcing, especially for hardware, is like the new business model. That's where you go. Was that always the case? Did you ever try to go mass production, try to get on a store shelf somewhere?
Not really, because we believe in the lean startup model and the MVP model. Like the campaign you're looking at, we're not charging anybody. The way we've been focusing mostly on commercial applications for the past few months. I mean, for the past 8 months, I would say. The reason we think that there's a viable home usage, and the reason behind this crowdfunding campaign or reservation campaign is to validate that hypothesis. If we get enough reservations, we will pursue home usage. If not, we'll continue focusing on the commercial side of the business.
Okay, and you're really early on in the campaign. Have you guys been, I mean, the dream is to validate the product, get a lot of pub. Have you guys gotten any approaches of, people wanting to partner or companies that, are interested in your product? And let me just preface this, if you aren't disclosing anything, feel free to.
Yeah, we
some
won't say any names. We have had people approach us about integrations and different partnerships.
Cubes.
It's
Cubes.
It's stuff that we're focusing right now on internally what we can do to improve this and promote this to see if this is something that we move forward with. So they're not on the back burner. There's still options, but it's something that can't really suck our entire focus away from this.
See, the reason we had the idea for home usage ever since we first started. Ninja Blocks, I remember the first video, they had a motion sensor in the block and a camera at the front door, and it would take a picture of anybody approaching the front door. That was the initial spark for the idea, and eventually we decided to couple facial recognition with that and make something specialized that would be cheaper than having to buy a Ninja Block for $250, a motion sensor and a camera.
So to be clear, I guess you guys saw a device similar to what you were thinking, and then you plot ahead. Did you? I guess which takes some guts. I mean, most people say, "Oh, somebody already thought of the idea," but you guys kind of thought you could improve on. That's basically it.
So motion detection cameras have been around for a long time. Facial recognition has been around for a long time. We're trying to make something. We're trying to make a specialized product that can enable certain applications, certain uses. The reason we went back to focus on home usage is because of CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. We got the opportunity to attend and present there, and being the Consumer Electronics Show, we got to actually present home usage. We went there, we got some great feedback, and after we came back, we met some guys from the History Channel there. We were just featured on the History Channel this past Thursday.
Okay.
We were on the Dallas Morning News just a couple of weeks ago, and we were on Pando Daily yesterday.
Okay. We'll make sure and get all these links and send out an email today. Okay, that's good stuff.
Definitely, thanks. So, as I said, it's pretty much just validation for home usage, and depending on how this goes, we'll either pursue it or we'll continue focusing on what we've been focusing on.
So 2 questions about, I guess briefly, why not go Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and the other why choose Crowdtilt, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, Crowdtilt allows a pre-order approach to where if we didn't want to charge anybody, wouldn't until the device is ready to be shipped. And the way we're looking at this, again, is validation. If we get enough orders, then we decide to pursue it, and eventually, prior to the shipping date and the manufacturing date, we will end up like charging people. But right now, we aren't sure if we're going to end up going with home usage, and Cartel made the most sense for us. And in addition, we wanted to actually launch a campaign to coincide with the media attention we've been getting. Kickstarter, I mean, we're all familiar with the Lock-It-On issue. They were turned down 3 times by Kickstarter, and at the end, they were like, okay, we don't want to do this anymore, we're going to do it on our own. It's almost guaranteed to be turned down a couple times by Kickstarter before you get accepted, and that kind of leaves it up in the air, like you're not sure when you're going to be able to launch a campaign.
Okay, and so I guess the other question, like the video, did you guys self-produce that? Did you go to a production company? I saw some beautiful people in there.
Yeah, it was self-produced.
Arguably.
Yeah.
Oh, self-produced.
Yeah, we hired
Wow.
a filmmaker here in Dallas, and then we actually worked quite a bit with him.
He was a friend, I mean, it was all done in the space of one day.
Okay, so obviously, I guess the takeaways, one, knowing people really, really helps. And two, I mean, you mentioned the validation word, which I guess kind of people see crowdfunding as a marketplace to sell something, but to keep in mind, your biggest asset is simply validating your product.
Exactly.
Getting people to showing other people that, hey, people actually want
And
your device.
And for us, it's a learning experience either way. Either we learn it's the market we go to, or we learn it's not, and that's still a positive to us, because then we're not going to waste any resources going forward on the home use, just guessing if people want it. So.
And we would know for certain, I mean, if it doesn't work out, we know that our decision not to pursue home usage is based on validated learning, and we benefited either way, whether it's a success or a failure.
Okay, so a couple of cliche questions, like what's your biggest obstacle, I mean, you're still in the middle of it, but what you would have done differently, something like that?
I would have definitely given myself more time. I think we decided to do this on February 2nd, I think. So we've had less than a month to like prepare for everything.
When you say February, you mean the campaign, not
Yes,
the
yeah.
Okay.
The campaign.
Okay, wow.
So ideally, I'd have liked enough time to prepare for it, to guarantee more media attention.
Okay, and then, I mean, it has to be asked, the privacy aspect, something, I'm not a paranoia, the government's hacking in my head kind of person, but
Right.
it must be something that people immediately say.
It was addressed in an article yesterday about Primo Daily. I mean, you walk into a Starbucks, you walk into a CVS, any store you're leaving your house to go into, you're on camera. If they really want to know who you are, they can know who you are. We're allowing you to opt in. You press that button, so you're empowered to say I either want to participate in this program or I don't. So, you know, it's a way for us to give you the option as opposed to passively identifying someone, which, you know, cameras are doing now. There was a test in New York at Nordstrom's about, you know, they were just filming people. The customer had a backlash, we don't want to be filmed, you know. We're not just filming people.
Okay.
And by the way, this is a prototype. The device is supposed to look a bit like slimmer and slicker than that.
Okay. If you want to pass around, by no means are you obligated. I don't know what that's like an important unit or not.
No,
You can
that's
just
fine.
show it up. Okay, so I guess in the interest of saving time, let's just take 2 questions, and at the end, I guess we'll have the 3 up here, and then you can fire away. Go ahead.
Most importantly, how are you protecting data in transit integrity?
So we've been working with this company, SQL Systems in London. They actually they've been working with the UK government on like video transmission for the CC cameras. They do end-to-end encryption, and they've been helping us with
SSL, or are they individual? I mean, probably it's SSL, right? I mean, it's realistically in terms of being able to capture live data streams and be able to decrypt fast enough, you're probably going to be using SSL layers.
I'm not very familiar with it. I would say, all I know it's like 264-bit encryption end to end. I'm not sure if.
256.
Ask them after class.
No,
Ask them after
256. Okay.
One more, and then, like I said, we'll have a round of Q&A at the end. Go ahead.
So on the image, there seems to be something down on the device. How the device, is this a Wi-Fi device? Is this, how does it connect?
It's a Wi-Fi device. That's a permanent power source. We've been working actually If you were to use it as a doorbell, you can integrate it into your doorbell, or you can wire it into your doorbell,
Yes.
and you would your current doorbell would chime the same way it would do. But in this specific picture, the power source is coming out of the device. For the final device, it would technically not look like that.
Awesome. All right, we'll bring them back up with the other three, and we'll do a QA at the end. But thanks, guys. And
Thank
like, what your early feedback? How's the campaign going? Other than like the stats, you feeling good? We're gonna get this thing.
Yeah, we are, and we would love for all
When's
of you
the
to
party?
help us out if you can. Like he said, we're not charging credit cards until ship date, which is the fall of this year. So help us out now, and if you decide you don't like it later, we can always cancel it for you.
And
We'd
it's,
appreciate the support, especially to help
Parties
bring
at the
Dallas
Ghost Bar when this thing.
Yeah, there will be a party for everyone.
Awesome. Drinks on these guys. You heard him say it. All right. Have Alex and Paul. Now, you guys look like you're just 18-year-old college students, working at your dorm room. Is that right? That's pretty much.
Yes, pattern matches, but age doesn't.
So I guess just briefly,
So-
your background, what do you do, how do you know each other?
I'm Paul, originally from Russia, and we don't have translators, so you have to deal with our Slavic accents. So Alex, he's from Ukraine, and we met a few years ago. Yeah, Russia and Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
We can work together, right?
Yeah.
The accent's different, but the words
I
are
was
similar.
in fact, that was one of the photograph I was going to make on our
Oh, you got to do it, man.
Facebook. So Russian flag, Ukrainian flag, two Jews working on the same project.
Oh, you got to do it.
And doing something,
You
right?
got to do it, man. You do it, or I'm gonna do it for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
And I will retweet that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a real madness. I don't want to start with it, but what's going on now? It's not good. So, anyways, we met a few years ago. I was software consultants both and working in software development. But I always wanted to do something, and I guess Alex did too. And we kind of were bouncing few ideas around, and then we came across a real customer who wanted us to create this hardware project, and we never done hardware before. So it was new, it was interesting, it was promising some money. So
Can you increase the volume a little bit?
Yeah.
It's hard to hear back.
Just yell.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So we came across some customer who wanted to make a hardware project, and we decided to let's do it. So it was new for us. Everything, including hardware design, embedded software. We had a occasionally connected client on the desktop, on laptops. We had a server running somewhere in the clouds. It was 7 years ago. So nobody knew that it was cloud, but it was there. And we created this application, and we like this because we delivered the product. We did from beginning to end, and we just love the experience because doing everything on your own, basically doing the product as your baby and delivering from the beginning to the end, and seeing happy customer was great. So we decided just to do another one. And,
Okay.
and then we just decided just to try a few ideas and see
Okay.
what goes on.
All right, so let's go ahead and show their video for WatchTags. Okay.
That's full house, by the way.
Really? Very nice.
Let's face it, at best, life is busy. At worst, it can be downright hectic. In this fast-paced world, it's easy to forget simple things. How many times have you left home and asked yourself, did I close the garage door? Now, thanks to the new WatchTags technology, you can be sure everything is okay when leaving home. WatchTag sensors monitor your home environment and send a warning if something is not right. Keep it in the car or in your bedroom, and it will alert you if you left the door open when leaving or when going to sleep.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Alex.
We're the creators of WatchTags. We came up with this idea from personal experience. Smart sensors are not new, and people are excited about their capabilities. but they are often difficult to set up, confusing to use, and go through batteries fast.
We designed WatchTags simple and easy to install. It's up and running in less than 5 seconds and the battery lasts a long time. WatchTags do not depend on internet, it's private and secure. And my favorite, there is no subscription fee whatsoever.
We've gone a long way designing the product, building prototypes, and testing in various conditions. There are still things to do in preparation for mass production. That's where your participation is important. WatchTags is another great example of how technology can improve everyday life, make it less stressful and more enjoyable.
We hope you will help us reach this goal. So go ahead, click support, and let peace of mind enter every home. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like your animate.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the first phase. The iteration of product was having dedicated receiver using the proprietary network to send the signal alarms, detect any conditions. It can be so for this particular campaign we choose garage door sensor as a low-hanging fruit because that's what we had. We had kids and they always go out and forget to close the door, and then in the morning you see your door is open all night, or you leave your house and you think, was the door closed or not? So it's very typical condition. So we decided to address that.
Did anybody here actually return home and saw the garage open?
Never.
No, but he makes me stop at the end of our cul-de-sac kind of area
It's like
and be like, did I close the door? Did you make sure that I closed the door, started the lock, did the whole thing?
every week.
No, not every week, every single time.
So
Every single time.
we see once again, just a simple necessity. You saw the capabilities, and you kind of jumped into this. So the time frame that you guys had a light bulb versus to where you are now, and how long were you on?
As you saw, this is old video. We need to change it for the mobile phone and tablet version. So we started about beginning summer, right? Somewhere in June. And we created this proprietary RFs on 1 megahertz radio frequency. And then we just started talking to people. And everybody was talking about make it smartphone compatible. So, but at that time we just didn't know how to make it. Then we found really the components and know how to do this. So we went through the second iteration. Essentially rewriting everything, firmware, writing new Android applications. It was a new MCU, new radio, everything new. So we've done this project twice already. So that's
I guess piggyback on the experience of the Chewy group. Did you all take early steps to protect in terms of patent and securing, or what's your approach?
We didn't know that.
Didn't know that. Okay. You should probably talk to Tim.
Yeah, we're very naive in this. So.
But the task is very common, and
Yeah.
it's just a simple sensor. What can you IP here?
Yeah, I don't see much IP here. It's just mostly like hard work.
Okay. And
Well,
so,
if you talk to Tim, he will tell you.
yeah. And so you guys had the experience of taking a product for, I guess, as a customer, as a supplier role. Why the crowdfunding approach? Why not, try to take it to market to another approach, mass production, something like that? I guess what led you to the crowdfunding approach?
It seems natural now, right? So if you don't have money, you don't get involved with VCs. That's where you go. Here's example.
And you can actually see how market reacts. It's the same reason as you guys, exactly the same reason. And back then we thought that it's actually saved a lot of effort. But apparently we have, 80% of product ready right now by that time. So there is a plus and minuses in crowdfunding too. So it's not that easy. It's not solving a lot of problems. One of the problems that we've encountered that since time progressed, Kickstarter starts to look more professional.
Yeah,
it's
right.
very difficult to compete. There's a professional videos. The people spend thousands of dollars, and for us, two guys from the garage, it's difficult to compete. You know?
Not necessarily, and I would make
Some
this
projects-
argument,
Right.
is that there's a good portion of that market and that sector, if you're selling in the technology space, that appreciate something that's homegrown and something that looks a little more homegrown than professional. Because that professional polish, when I see that as a consumer, to me that says that's not a passionate project. That's a consumer product built for a consumer base. That's not a product. That's not a product built out of somebody else's passion.
That's right. There is still, crowdfunding that is finding the people that you can see it from the video actually that it's not high.
They don't need your money.
Right. They don't need your money. They are here to promote your project.
So,
promote the project.
excuse me, what, I guess what led you to, Kickstarter was simply the largest marketplace? I mean, it sounds like there's a little bit of reservation. Would you?
We started with just to see how people react to the product, that's it. And it was interesting for us. And after the first product that was successful, we knew that we can do it. Right? We did it completely set up and everything. It was out of the door project. And we wanted to continue to do that, but we didn't find anyone who has the money to invest in us, so it was very natural.
Well, I mean, like specifically choosing Kickstarter versus the other crowdfunding option.
Just
Indiegogo.
big
Go-
user base.
Bigger user base, right? And
Well-known, and I guess compared to Indiegogo, I think they it's all the same. It's just Kickstarter probably more. They
more
have
established, I would say.
more established, but they have more products that have utilitarian use, right? Indiegogo, I guess they're very diverse and creative, and in other ways. So let's say here you can see the video is mostly turned to homeowners, like moms and pops and all that stuff. So it's just, I think Kickstarter has more credibility among those folks.
So what's, you guys are in the pre-launch phase, you got a lot of stuff, where are you guys in terms of when are you projecting the launch? And then tell us a little bit about like your campaign. How many units are you hoping to move?
We're trying to be modest in our estimations with the campaign. We have planned for 500 to 1,000 units, so hopefully we'll go over that. But we just opened a couple weeks ago our Facebook page to start collecting feedback and gathering kind of information how much users are going to get. So far it's not going very well. So
those Google ads going?
No, not even that. There's a lot of avenues available to you that basically require that you make friends with people that might be your suppliers or your back end or even your competitors, because depending on the hardware space is a lot more friendly than is some of the software space. So, I mean, and we can take this offline,
Sure,
but
sure.
That's an interesting one.
So-
yeah.
So Google Ads isn't great for
No, it's
actual
not.
conversions. It's great for getting likes and attention.
Okay.
So to this point, what's been your biggest obstacle? And I guess again, like when are you guys planning to officially launch?
I think we need to launch as soon as we gain some critical mass of users knowing about us.
So did you
Right
say is
now-
just getting the word out your biggest
Yes,
problem right
yes.
now?
Right now I don't see the point of launching because we're going to fail, just because we don't have much people knowing about us. Our Facebook page getting just hundreds of likes and
We just started
so
one week
thousands
ago,
of
but-
users. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's too early.
Go ahead.
Basic question, what's your end? Because all the other stuff kind of is kind of distraction and noise to you. What do you want to do in 3 years with the company? What's your vision of what you want to do? And that really should drive a lot of the decisions you make here.
Well, what you'll
Channel
find is that
partners,
a lot of people will use like as maybe like their seed project, their seed idea to validate a project and either use that as another platform or just something as basic as seeing if you want to work together. So what do you guys, assuming this all goes well, where do you hope to take it?
That's definitely is a platform because you see WatchTags is a brand name that we're trying to create for a family of very simple and friendly sensors. So as I mentioned in video, there are multiple home automation products, but they're so techy, so involved in the installation. So what we did is just extremely simple. You just stick it, pair, and you're ready to go. And if you don't want to use internet, so you can use autonomous operations, and then we're going to provide the next phase upgrade for sensor hub integration and then integration with internet connectivity. So, but that's all in stages, so that we're trying to build the first foundation and then go further. So it's not only garage door, we have sensors for moisture, for temperature and all that stuff. So
for your stove, for your refrigerator.
Right. But that's, we're just gonna start from something.
Okay, well, that's the truth. I mean, it seems like there's, a blend over in, with the Chewy group in terms of like.
It's a home automation.
Yes, home automation,
yeah.
Which is growing. I guess I would say it's more legit than the, what is it, it's big now, the wearable stuff.
Well, but there's different markets for different types of
True,
objects, right?
very true.
And
very true.
and generally speaking, wearables requires a fairly large investment. Home automation does not, right?
True, you obviously have a power source, I guess is the biggest thing. But again, not to get
Yeah.
technical. But okay, so like I said, we're going to give out all the links and stuff. Make sure you give information.
Okay.
The biggest help you can give to these guys, spread the word, even if you're not.
Just like us on the Facebook. That's
Just
all.
like. What's a like?
It takes what, 1 second?
Talk about us to friends and whoever. Yeah.
Are you guys
And the
doing?
biggest obstacle, I'm sorry, answering your question, for me it was, it's difficult to work at night.
What?
You guys are both
What kind of
full-time.
software programmer are you? I am
If it is for a long time,
Morning.
if you have a day job and a small kids.
I hope by morning you mean 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So you guys, so you're part-timers
Yes.
towards this.
Yes.
Wow, so I mean that's commendable. That's late nights. That's sacrifices. As those in the startup game
A
are
lot of
well
sleepless
versed.
nights.
Do we have?
We have a demo actually.
Go ahead.
We developed the product and hopefully it will work.
It will.
I don't know.
Come on,
It's
have
always
faith.
happen on a tech during
Have
demo.
faith.
So here's so this is a sensor, and it's in the
It's a prototype.
prototype housing. So of course it can be smaller.
Here we go. Your garage is open.
It's not open.
No, it was open.
Yeah. So basically it will. All you need to do just stick it on your door, and if one garage goes open. So.
Works on a tablet, on an iPhone, on an Android phones.
So is there some? Well, I don't want to get to the technical.
And then you close and you're okay.
So one of the things here, it will only, we set zone very small, so that's why it has chime going on. But essentially, if you leave your house, it will
recognize it.
It will recognize you leaving the house.
So
So it will give you alarm when you need it. It will not give you alarm when you don't need it.
So
There's
is
a
it
lot of
actionable? Is it an actionable trigger, or is it just an alarm?
It's actionable, yes.
So it's gonna. So if I leave and I set a geofence around where my device is versus where your point is, will it automatically trigger the garage door shut, or do I have to like?
Oh no,
go back?
we don't have feedback here. It's only alerts.
So it's not actionable.
So yeah.
It just
Not in terms of the way that Eric, it is actionable, but it's actionable only by layers in which you can actually
That's a
communicate.
notification. Yeah, it's a notification.
Right.
It's a notification and one-way communication right now. Later on, we will do the active sensor that can actually close your door, close your garage, and things like that.
So you're gonna add the intelligence on it.
Yes.
Right.
And I mean, like, the biggest thing is, let's say you move whatever 1,000 units it is, that tells you, look, the next step is clearly there. People are going to want, the next thing.
It's a pilot project. We need to gain the interest.
Right.
So you cannot close it right now if the door is...
No, it's just
a notification. You have to use your garage door close or opener to close it.
But that's the whole idea, to notify you at the time when you can take an action.
Right.
And that doesn't take you much to install it, so you don't have to like.
And the cost is substantially lower.
Right,
When you
sure,
start
I
with
mean-
something that immediately solves a problem for somebody, and you bring them into your infrastructure, you've developed the back-end technology, what you have is essentially an extensible platform. Now, some of the radio technology, we were talking a little bit earlier, I see some issues with extensibility and working with existing systems, especially because that particular thing that you're using has very, very limited range.
Right. It's up to
Even if you're
100
running
meters.
class one, you don't have that much. And even if you have something within your space, you can't do good communication with it. So from that standpoint, you might want to rethink some of that, but we'll.
So for those, Stacy and Steven are veterans. They've gone through the process. They're a great resource. If you look on the meetup page, they're very successful in their campaign. They want to give you information. They're, believe me, they'll tell you.
Just a couple of words that we are aware that Bluetooth is not working very far away, but our prototype is working for 100 meters, so that's enough.
Class 1 radio.
Yes, so we
Four
have
letters, MQTT.
So we have radio amplifier, and we're gonna use
outside antenna.
tuned antenna.
100 meters, open air, open space.
No, it's through garage, close the garage through the
Because
walls.
we're gonna use front end
How-
and
Okay.
Garage
Well,
door wall's
let's
not
table
gonna
it and then.
Okay.
We tested it, I don't
We'll
know.
have another problem. I've done a lot of work with radios.
All right, we're gonna start
That's
throwing.
great.
We're gonna start throwing the Dukins here in a second. So let's
We're
just
gonna
table it.
Problem.
So okay, so we're on the lookout for when the campaign is to launch. Again, biggest thing you can help with anybody. Like I said, just press the word. If you're having a conversation over what's the next holiday or whatever it is, St. Patrick's Day. Hey, I ran into this guy. When you go up to other meetup events.
They did provide the starter beer.
They did provide starter beer. Spread the word. Again, that's the biggest thing you can do to every campaign, to spread the word. It's about getting the information out there. It's about validation. You have to go back to that word. That's the whole point of crowdfunding, validation for your product. So all right, guys.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you guys.
So can we, let's go ahead and open it. I say this every meeting. So you guys are here. If you want to just stay where you are, if there's any last questions, anything you want to wrap up, again, we'll be shooting out an email. We'll have all the links. If I haven't gotten it from you guys, I'll be getting it from you. Again, the biggest thing you can do, anybody that's doing this specific to these guys, share a link, share a tweet, send out an email. If it comes up in conversation, hey, I ran into these guys, I was in a meeting that were talking about this. If you can get the media press out, anybody that you might know be interested in it, it'd be a big help. So any last questions for any group, anything you were kind of curious on? Okay, I want to plug Tim. Tim is our resident patent attorney.
John.
And John, if you had any questions like that, a lot of common questions. We had a meetup a while back about patenting and trademark. It was a good turnout. We'll probably try to set something up like that soon again. Does anybody want to give an opportunity? A lot of people are looking for help or they're offering their help. Anybody wants to do like a 20-second, hey, this is what I do, I'm looking for this, or hey, this is my idea, I'm looking for people like this? No, we're all
Do you have
millionaires.
any questions about local producing or supplying stuff from China or supplying stuff from the U.S.?
Yeah, Stacy and Steven have been through the ringer, so to speak. They're a great resource if you want to kind of get some feedback, get some inside knowledge.
Still review your Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, she will review your Kickstarter.
Trust me, a lot of people need that who are engineers.
My name is Joe. I don't know if I introduced myself. Whatever you need, if you need just a connection, I'm a mechanical guy, need design help, a reference, whatever you need, I'm looking to jump on board startups. If you want to pursue ideas, what else do we need to plug? Dallas Makerspace, if you haven't been out there, get out there. If you're looking for a tour, send me an email or tweet. I'll, by all means, walk you through there. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm
Go
with
ahead.
Dialect, so we have a partnership with Scott Miller, Dragon Innovation, so we basically take concept all the way to manufacturing and distribution. So we have a complete setup in China.
For those of y'all who might not have been to the previous, I got to send that link out. I don't know. I asked for the video. It's a great presentation that basically shrunk everything that, and just to summarize it up, if you're doing the hardware thing, the years and years of research and trying to build up a big product early on to move units, that's not the business model anymore. It's getting your product early, it's getting it to crowdsourcing, it's proving that you have demand, it's validating your product.
And proving that the market space for your unique product actually exists.
Exactly. You got it. You might have a great idea, but you know, people don't want it. Although I hear porn is always popular. I hear that.
Hey, it shows Blu-ray and DVD.
I don't know anything about that. I'm just saying, I hear that. But anyway, yeah, more cameras, whatever.
It's
That
getting
never
racy.
fails.
I feel like I need an adult.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and close. They don't really kick us out of here. Feel free to network. I appreciate for you coming up. I'm not sure when we'll have the next meetup or the topic. Go on the site, take the poll, email us any questions if you have a suggestion for another meetup or place or anything like that. Thank you for Chewy, WhatsApp, not WhatsApp. WatchTags. I'm sorry, guys, and iPal, and look out. Maybe these will be the next guys.